There we go. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What's going on, Queen? Yeah, we making plans for the trips to Atlanta now. We making plans for the trips to Atlanta now. I got you, Lamb Line. I got you. For those that are tapping in right now on YouTube, if you can, please let me know how my audio is. Let me know how my audio is. Let me know if it's clear or not. For those of you tapping in on Instagram, let me know how my audio is. Let me know if it's coming through clear or not. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in and tapping in for this early rising show of Coffee and Crypto with the Bitcoin Block Bully. How we doing today? How we doing? Give y'all a quick salute. Peace, peace, peace. How y'all doing out there? Okay, coming through clear. Coming through clear. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so we're going to get things started, man. I spotted a whale, right? We're going to get to that. But we do got some other stuff. We got some other things to cover first. All right? So we're going to get to the whale news. First and foremost, we're going to take a look at pricing and see what's going on. In my humble opinion, we're in a corrective state. We're in a corrective state right now. So, we're going to take a look and see what the outcome or the expectations could be within this most current market conditions, right? We got a couple of stories that we are going to be covering, which actually segue. One of them are actually going to segue into the story about this whale, what I'm seeing going on with this new token that actually just dropped. So not only have we spotted a whale, there's a new project out that I think could be a beneficial position to take for those that like to get in kind of early on projects, right? We're going to get a little explanation of what the project is, but I'm going to be doing a full class on this project next week. I'm going to be doing a full class on this project next week. Now, we are having class this Friday. You can book that either in the free Discord. Get your seat either in the free Discord or on the website. For those that have visited, blockwallstreet.io. There we go. You can go to the website and you can actually get access to this Friday's class. This Friday is an 8 day. So, the Lions Gate's going to be open. So I thought it proper to move it, try to align it with, some of that energy that's going to be present on that day. And I think it was a better move. So we will be having class once again on the Lions Gate 8 day this Friday. For those that are interested, once again, you can find me in the free Discord or visit blockwallstreet.io. All right. Forbes Farley, what's going on? Peace, peace, peace. In fact, let's do a quick roll call. Let me know where y'all coming in, tapping in from. Real quick before we get the ball going. Y'all already know I'm coming in from Southside Chicago. We got London is in the house. I already see we coming in from outside the country. London is in the house. I appreciate you tapping in, tuning in. Let me know where y'all coming in from. I got you, Mastermind. I'm going to be going through those emails today. We got San Diego in the house. We got Ottawa, Canada in the house. Big shout out to Canada. Pittsburgh is in the building. Vegas is in the building. Crown Chakra TV. Peace, 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 peace. We got Dallas, Texas in the building. We got Vegas in the building. We got the Wild Hunters in the building. What's going on? Chi-Town. Memphis, Tennessee. We got Detroit in the building. We got North Philly in the building. What's going on? We got Nigeria in the house. Big shout out to the motherland. California in the house. Oakland City, Atlanta. Okay, Oakland City, Atlanta. We got Aurora in the house. That's Illinois. Big shout out to the what is that? Aurora. What is it called? Where we go shopping in Aurora? Like a strip mall, but it's not the strip. I can't think of it. We used to go out there and buy. We used to come to Aurora to buy the True Religion jeans back in the day. Seattle's in the building. We got North Philly in the building and South Philly in the building. Shout out. We got Newark, New Jersey in the building. Dirty Jersey, what's going on? Dallas, Texas is in the building. Hartford, Connecticut is in the building. The Outlet Mall, you're right, exactly. The Aurora Outlet Mall, there you go. Fox Valley Mall, yep. Exactly. We got Brooklyn in the house, without a doubt. Big shout out to BK. What's going on? Oakland, California is in the building. How we all doing out there? How we all doing out there? One more look at the heat map. One more look at the heat map. As we can see, we're getting a bit of a bounce in the market. It's my opinion that this bounce is not going to lead to further continuation. I do see this as a relief rally, allowing individuals to offload some more shares. So me, honestly, I'm looking over the next couple of weeks for Bitcoin and Ethereum to actually come down a bit more. We got California in the house. North Carolina is in the house. I should be in North Carolina in a couple of weeks. Florentino, what's going on, big homie? Shot-town in the building. So yeah, and we're gonna look at why my expectations is what they are. All right, we're gonna look at why my expectations are what they are. Now, first and foremost, just looking at Bitcoin, right? Beautiful. I'm talking about a picture-perfect, beautiful back test of the previous highs over here at about $111,000, roughly 112, right? So you have your previous highs back here in May 22nd of 2025. You broke below that, cracked it here, and it came back for the back test here, right? Now, the thing about that, just how we back tested the previous highs as support, right? We're in a position now where we're pretty much testing these previous lows. Hold on. Let me mark them off real quick. We got one there, and we got one here, right? So those are your previous lows from the last rotation. The idea is that we normally come into contact with these previous lows, right, which were support levels, and then back test them as resistance, meaning that what once was support has flipped into resistance. So where we once had a bounce, we will now get a rejection. All right. So as of right now, what we're looking for is a 24-hour closure back above $115,000, roughly $800, in order to turn things around. Because what can happen here, right? We can bounce from here, come up, hit these levels, and then still reject and come down and see lower prices, right? We can still come down and see lower prices, all right? What part for the event? You talking about North Carolina? The information will be on my page for tickets in a minute. For those that want to pop out, it'll be on the Black Wall Street page. So now, once again, let me get rid of all this real quick. Let me clear this up real quick for us. Hold on. There we go. Let me actually get rid of those. Because now what I want to take a look at here, bare butt naked, get rid of everything, right? And what we're going to take a look at here are our moving averages. There we go. Get rid of that. And we're going to have a clear look at what's going on with these MAs, right? Turn that off. Get rid of that. Clear that up. All right. Now, what are we seeing? Not only, right? Let me open this up for you. Not only do we have a sell signal right here. You see the sell signal right here? Hold on, let me zoom y'all in. Why is it? That's because, where's my, where is, let me clear that up. I got to be able to zoom in with y'all. Let me clear that up real quick. Got to be able to zoom in with y'all. Hold on. All right, so now let's see. There we go. Oh, it's still, There we go. So you can see that sell signal, right? For those of you that are tapping in on Instagram, right? You see that sell signal, first and foremost. Then you see the moving averages. Remember, moving averages are either going to be your support or your resistance levels, all right? You can see back here with this red line, for the most part, was treated as support, right? Look at all that support. When you break the red line, what's your second line of defense? The 50-day. So you lose the 20-day. The 50-day normally comes in as the second line of defense, right? Once again, you lose a 20-day, what's your second line of defense? Right here at the 50-day. Now, look what happens. Once you lose the support from the 20 and the 50, the opposite starts to happen, which is what? Instead of support at these levels, look what's happening. You're getting resistance at these levels. So now the support levels, which held us, at bay for so long, are now turning into resistance levels, which could reject us from seeing higher prices and ultimately have us coming down to the lows. In my humble opinion, especially looking at it from a 12, let's see what we got on a 24-hour basis. Yeah, so on a daily, right, you're rejecting from the 20, support from the 50. Lower time frame, 12-hour, reject from the 50 and the 20, support from the 100-day. Now, on the daily, right, if we lose this 50-day exponential support, which comes in at about 113,000, meaning that we were unable to get back above the 20-day exponential resistance level here at 115,000. So 113,000 to hold, 115,000, roughly 800 to break. But if we are unable to break 115,800, then we'll look for a pullback back down to retest 113,000. And it's at this point, if we retest and lose, I'll look for a deeper retracement, first coming down somewhere around $108,000. All right? This is my first level of interest if we lose support at the 50-day at 113, 108 is my next level of interest. Okay? Now, what's interesting about that is that if we go to the lower time frame, we see the support from the resistance from the 20 and the 50, and then support from the 100-day. We see if we lose the 100-day, the 200-day comes into our next support, and that is also at $108,000. All right? Your 100-day here comes in at 113, the same as your 50-day on the daily, 113. I'm showing you all similarities here that you can go off of. Okay? I'm showing you all similarities that you can go off of, things you can kind of gauge the sentiment of the market off of, right? So once again, to the upside, if you want to continue, we need to get back above 115,800 on a closing basis. To the downside, if we're going to continue to retrace, we're going to lose support at about 113,000. And once again, my next level of interest, always remember, y'all, this is not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. Please don't take it as any type of financial advice. These are my opinions and my opinions alone. But if we do see further continuation, right? If we do see further continuation to the downside, I'm looking at 108,000 first and foremost, right? And then I come back when we hit 108,000, look for a continuation from there. Remember, I never want to just overstretch it. Oh, we're going from here to 100 or 80,000. It's like, nah, you got levels you got to break through first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? You got certain levels you got to break through. And that's what we're looking for right now. What levels are we holding? What levels are we breaking? What levels do we need to break? What levels do we need to hold? All right? That's what we're currently looking at. Remember, this is Bitcoin. So once again, to the upside, 115,800 on the closing basis. To the downside, 113,000 on the closing basis. If we lose 113, I'm looking at 108,000 as being the next area of interest. Does not mean that that's the end of it, but that's the next area that I'll see us finding some type of action at, right? Whether it's some type of bounce, support, consolidation, this is the next level that I'll be looking at that coming into contact with. All right? Now, what's interesting, let's go back to a daily. Oh, no, this is a daily. Let me see. If you lose the 100-day at 108, your 200-day exponential comes in down here around $101,000. So just keep that on mind, right? You could just blow through the 100, come down, tap the 200, and get a bounce from there. Wealthy grinding. What's going on, Snoop Hudson? Wealthy grinding. Wealthy grinding. Jay Black, peace, peace, peace. Miss Paris, peace and wealthy rising. How you doing, Queen? Now, what are the news stories saying? What are the analysts saying? Huh? The Bitcoin analyst warns of about $105,000 danger zone as open interest stays frothy. All right, we're gonna get it. Like I said, this story, another story, is going to bleed into the overall reason I really wanted to go live today, which was to have everybody check out this whale, look at some of the positions that they're getting, and then hopefully, you know, with me exposing that or sharing that, I don't want to use the word expose. With me sharing that, it'll give y'all the ability to possibly take heed or not take heed. What's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like kind of like not so much insider information, but insider information. You get what I'm saying? Whereas we kind of got the inside scoop of what's going on, what's being bought before everybody else. I'll let y'all be the judge. I'll let y'all be the judge when we get to it. All right. First and foremost, we're going to be covering a story from Cointelegraph, which goes on to state the short term. Understand this is short term. The short-term outlook for Bitcoin remained cautious, with the possibility of a trip towards 105,000, which one analyst called a hidden danger zone. Now remember this. Remember this, right? If you're of, let me talk to y'all real quick. Let me talk to y'all real quick. Right? If you're of the mindset, right, that Bitcoin is going to be either the reserve world currency or the asset that backs the reserve world currency, similar to how we once had gold actually backing the money, right? Y'all remember that when we had gold backing the money? Remember that? We had gold certificates, silver certificates, gold and silver, right? We're going to have Bitcoin certificates, in my humble opinion. So now, if you're looking at the possibility of this asset backing the medium of exchange, right? Backing the medium of exchange, what would be the move that you want to do? See, everybody's looking at this through the wrong lens, right? Y'all looking at it from the aspect of, okay, money, more dollars. I want the price to go up so I can cash out in the dollars. Y'all don't understand that I relish when the price goes down because now it allows me to buy more BTC. Remember, the name of the game is ignore the dollar amount, focus on the coin count, right? Ignore the dollar amount, focus on the coin count. It's really all about, in my humble opinion, how many Satoshis you can acquire. It's not about buying those Satoshis and then flipping them back into the old money. You get what I'm saying? So when price comes down like this, it's only those that have a fiat-induced tunnel vision that are mad that price is coming down. But those that want to buy and acquire more Satoshis, every time there's a dip, it's giving you that chance. These are the chances that we want to take advantage of, right? These are the chances that we want to be able to look back in the future and say, I'm happy I took that position. There we go. Alhamdulillah. You know, we want to make sure that we're happy that we took that position. There you go. It's a discount. It's almost like you having an outfit maybe that you want, right? Don't you wait for the price to come down, or wouldn't you rather the price come down before you buy it? And that's not even going to benefit you that much outside of your appearance. In this case, what we're doing is we are buying future money. Y'all get what I'm saying? This is future money we buying right now. Okay? So when you're purchasing your Bitcoins, your XRPs, your Ripple, your Ethereums, your XLMs, or whatever the case may be, you always want to look at it like, man, this is not today money, this is tomorrow money. And I don't mean tomorrow in the next 24 hours, right? This is tomorrow money. That's what you want to think about, like, damn, what is this going to be worth in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years? Especially for those of you out there that have children, right? Those of you out there that got kids, if in my opinion, right, I don't want to say that it's the end all be all, but in my opinion, if you're not at least buying Bitcoin, let's say you're like, hey, I really don't want to deal with it. I'm cool on that. I don't care. Let's say that. Let's say that's the fact. Let's say that's the point, right? Let's say that's what it is. But you have children. Don't put your children in a detrimental state in the next 5 to 10 years because you ain't want to take heed. You know what I'm saying? Don't do them like that. Don't do them like that. Give them a fighting chance. It's all right if you don't want a fighting chance, but give them a fighting chance, right? Because the future is digital. No matter how y'all look at it, the future is digital, right? So it's like, okay, why not get the digital money for the digital future? So my children can have a more pleasant and easy digital future, right? I mean, look at it like this. We got babies right now using tablets, y'all. Babies. Not babies in a sense, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, using tablets, using technology. Think about, for those that come from that age, right? If you was born in the 80s, right? You really wasn't dealing with technology at that young of an age. You get what I'm saying? I like that, man. So he said, don't let today's ignorance deplete the abundance of the future. That's a bar. I like that. Selling BTC for dollars is like selling your Mercedes and buying a 2003 Nissan. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. I like that. He said selling BTC, right, for dollars is like selling your Mercedes and buying a 2003 Nissan. Like, what are we doing? Right? What are we doing? Now, the story goes on to state, Bitcoin on-chain metrics converge around 105,000, signaling a hidden risk zone. Elevated open interest keeps BTC market structure at risk of sudden volatility. Bitcoin remained in a range environment on Wednesday after a brief reset from the demand zone between 112 and 113,000. At publication, Bitcoin was attempting to break above the descending resistance trend line, which could lead to a rally to Monday's highs of 115,700, which is pretty much where we're at now. However, where are we at right now? 115,200. Okay. However, crypto analyst CryptoMe indicated a potential hidden risk zone for Bitcoin around 105,000 level, an area that's starting to look increasingly significant across multiple on-chain metrics. Using UTXOs or unspent transaction outputs, analysts and realized price models, the analyst outline key indicators that are converging on the $105,000-$106,000 region. So UTXO cost basis histogram reveals a significant wall at 105,644, suggesting high on-chain accumulation or realization at this price. A 1 to 3 month holder realized price also hovers near 106,000, reflecting the average cost for mid-term holders. Short-term holders realized price aligns closely at about 105,000, showing the average acquisition cost for BTC held less than 155 days. And what this is telling y'all, right, what we're going over, right? What this is basically saying, they're showing you from kind of midterm to short-term holders, where's their average buy-in at? And they're saying if you lose that area, you could see a much deeper retracement, because you got to think of it like this. If you're a short-term holder, you just bought Bitcoin and your average price is 105,000, and you're not used to this volatility, if it cracks that 105 level, 9 times out of 10, you're going to sell. 9 times out of 10, you're going to sell. Right? So that's what they're saying. That's why they're saying it's more so like a danger zone. Although the data points to a potentially bearish setup in the short term, the analysts maintained a bullish outlook for Bitcoin over the medium and long term, which is what I have. Short-term pullback, long-term expansion and continuation. Short-term opportunity, right, to acquire more Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other assets. I mean, look at XRP. It's down to $3 now. And this is the thing that people got to understand. Didn't you want to buy it? Didn't you wish? Let's go back and take a look real quick. Hold on. Go back and take a look real quick. Hold on. Look at XRP. $2.98 right now, with a fresh sell signal right here on the daily. But when XRP was $3.60, $3.50, $3.40, and $3.30, didn't you wish you could have bought it at $3 even? And that's the thing that I don't get, right? That's the thing that I don't get. When prices are moving and running, everybody's trying to chase and jump on, and then when it pulls back and it gives you that beneficial position, you want to move out of the way. I don't get it. I don't get it. I thought we was here to get more assets, right? I thought that's the name of the game. More assets. More assets, less dollars. More assets, less dollars lead to more future dollars. Same assets, right? They go on to state that a possibility of a retest at 105,000 was viewed as a short-term scenario that could trigger sharp volatility and pose significant risk to leverage traders in the derivatives market. So now they're talking about individuals that are trading with leverage. Now they're talking about individuals trading with leverage, borrowing money, right? And the possibility of liquidation. Likewise, data from Glassnode indicated that Bitcoin was in a precarious position below $117,000. According to the UTXO realized price distribution, URPD, significant resistance was around 117,000, where 634,051 Bitcoin UTXOs were created or last moved. Below that level, a wide gap emerged, which stretched down to 108,000 with minimum support at 113,000. This gap indicated the potential for rapid downside movement if Bitcoin were to lose its current price level, reinforcing the possibility of a trip towards $105,000. Right? Remember, always remember this, y'all. The name of the game is to acquire more. In fact, think of it like this. Think of it like this, right? Think of it like this. How many of y'all have played Monopoly and understood what the goal of Monopoly was? You know how many people play it don't understand what the goal is? Oh, hold on. Here we go. People don't understand the goal was not to get all the money. The goal was to get all of the assets, all of the property. That way you would have an everlasting flow of money coming in. So it wasn't to buy all the property and sell all the property. It was to buy all the properties that when people hit the property, they have to cash you out. Right? So when we're looking at assets, right, with future potential, the more exposure to that asset you're able to get, the higher your potential to grow your purchasing power. Because remember, it's not about the dollars that you hold, it's about the purchasing power that you're worth. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? It's not about the amount of dollars you have, it's about the purchasing power you're worth. Right? Because you could have $1 million in the bank. I could have $1 million in assets. In between an expanded amount of time, we'll say a year's or more time better, right? The purchasing power of your $1 million may lose 5%, 10%, which means you can now only purchase $950,000 worth of product to $900,000 worth of goods and services for that same $1 million. Whereas if I position my $1 million in the correct vehicle, it's a possibility that my purchasing power now went from $1 million to 1.1, 1.2, 1.5, maybe even $2 million worth of purchasing power, even though I don't hold the dollars that you're holding. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. All right. According to Hype, well, no, we'll leave off at. Okay, trading platform HypeBlock Capital highlighted that Bitcoin open interest remained elevated at 79 billion, suggesting that speculation in the futures market hasn't fully reset. This keeps the market fragile, especially when Bitcoin price undergoing a correction from its $123,000 all-time high. Right? According to HypeBlock, when OI or open interest remains at frothy levels, while the fear and greed index enters extreme greed territory, it historically precedes local tops and correction. Okay? This pattern recently observed on July 16th led to Bitcoin's collapse to 112,000 from 120,000. The fear and greed index has now reset to neutral, but the high open interest outline price uncertainty. Similarly, Bitcoin research Axel Adler Jr. said that the futures market bearishness peaked at 7.5% on July 29th, shortly after Bitcoin hit a new all-time high. While that pressure has since eased slightly to 5.2%, the structural risk still remains. Adler warned that any sudden negative catalyst could trigger a cascade of long liquidations, quickly amplifying downside momentum. All right? Go back and take a look at Bitcoin one more time. And like I said, just to make things real easy on yourself, just paying attention to it as it relates to these moving averages. As long as price, right? As long as this white line is below this red line and it's not back above it, I look to it to come back down to retest the orange line. And if we're unable to hold that orange line as any type of formal support, I look to come down to the green line. Okay? That's how easy technical analysis can be for you. Right? We're trying to get the white line above the red line. Unable to get above the red line, back down to the orange line. Lose the orange line, move to the green line. Lose the green line, look for the purple line. Bounce from the purple line, get back above the green line. Break the green line, get back above the orange line, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Moving averages is probably one of the easiest forms of technical analysis that you can do, which doesn't take a lot of input from you. All you got to do is just see how to position it, right? Antonio Black, hey, we're about to get into that now in a minute. We're about to get into that now in a minute, Antonio Blackman. We're about to get into that now in a minute. Now, what's going on with Ethereum right now? Well, Ethereum treasury companies could spark DeFi Summer 2.0. I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's been a number of different treasuries, Ethereum treasuries being created, meaning that just like Michael Saylor took to the helm and created his Bitcoin treasury and has since then passed the torch on to other companies. So now you're seeing these companies like MetaPlanet, right? Let me see how much Bitcoin MetaPlanet just purchased. Let me see. We want MetaPlanet, Bitcoin. Let's see. Here we go. This is 1 day ago. MetaPlanet buys another 463 Bitcoin for 53.7 million as crypto holdings hit 1.78 billion. This is the shit that I don't understand, right? I come here, we'll say at least, on the very least, I've been coming here at the very least once a week since 2017. At the very least, at least once a week since 2017, bringing y'all information, intel on this cryptocurrency space, right? 2017, we're in 2025 now, right? We've gone from the government looking at this like a joke, right? We've gone from the government looking at it like a joke to now companies and governments are buying it. And I still have people that don't believe, won't put any time towards it, right? Won't put $1 towards it. If you watch my earlier video, what that guy say, he's putting $1 a day. You know, even if you did $1 a day, right? Let's crunch some numbers real quick. Hold on. Let's crunch some numbers real quick. You know I love to crunch numbers. Hold on, y'all. Let me turn y'all around. Let's crunch some numbers real quick. Let's crunch some numbers real quick. Let's say $1 a day. $1 a day could keep poverty away, right? $1 a day could keep poverty away. Well, let's see what it would do. Let's see. What would $1 a day do? Let's say $1 every single day, and we'll say from let's go to 2025. That's cool. 2019. That ain't too bad. All right. So look, like I said, $1 a day could keep poverty away, right? Especially, hold on. I don't like how this camera is all blurry. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me go grab a towel. I don't like how that camera's all blurry. Should have one in here. Hold on. I'll be right back. Right back. Y'all just don't cool out. Right back. Right back. Let me get this towel and wipe this camera off. I want y'all to be able to see what I'm talking about clear. There we go. All right, hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Stick with me. Don't go nowhere. Stick with me. Don't go nowhere, all right? Remember, $1 a day keeps the poverty away. All right? So let's look at this. If you were to put $1 on Bitcoin, I don't know why it's still, hold on. There we go. So check this out. $1 a day, just $1 a day from December of 2019. Let's even take it back to January. Let's go back to January. There we go. So from January 2019 to July of 2025, $1 a day. $1 a day. Right? You would have spent $2,374, right? Once again, $1 a day. Not even compounded, just $1 a day. Compounded, you're going to kill it. Compounded, you're going to kill it. But $1 a day, right, you would have spent $2,374. But you would be worth, remember, it's about your purchasing power. That $1 a day that you spent, which was $2,374, now gives you purchasing power of $14,729. Remember, you don't have $14,000. Your purchasing power is now $14,000. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand about purchasing power. Okay? It's not about how many dollars you have, it's about what your purchasing power is, right? So now what we're doing is I'm trying to show y'all how to amplify that purchasing power. Because if you just would have saved those, let's just say you saved $1 every single day from January 2019 to July 2025. You just would have saved $2,374. I mean, what? You just would have saved $2,374. You wouldn't even increase your purchasing power. In fact, you would have lost purchasing power. You get what I'm saying? You would have lost purchasing power, right? Y'all get the game I'm trying to give you now? You understand why I'm trying to show y'all? Don't look today, tomorrow. Oh, price is down today. Price is up tomorrow. Who cares? I'm looking at an extended time, right? I'm not trying to be rich today or tomorrow. I'm trying to be rich in the future. That should be your mindset. Stop looking for quick gains, quick riches. I want to be rich next month. I'm going to tell you like this. And this is why a lot of people that win the lottery end up broke later on. You can hit a lick and become rich next month, right? Let's just say you hit a lick, become rich next month. I guarantee you that shit ain't going to last you 6 months. Because of the quickness in which it came, especially if you didn't learn anything while making it, that shit's going to be gone, Joe. That being able to become wealthy over an extended amount of time gives you time to appreciate the wealth you've built, right? It's just like fast money. When niggas getting fast money in the street, that shit don't last. Not a lot of us. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, niggas save up. Niggas be having bags under the mattress in the shoebox, buried in the forest preserve, whatever the case may be. That shit don't last. It definitely don't grow your purchasing power. It definitely don't grow your purchasing power. You get what I'm saying? Now, so once again, we're looking at these companies buying as much as possibly, as much as they can. As much as they can. Zay said, peace, God. I just want to say thank you for all the knowledge and wisdom. Much love. Hey, I appreciate you, Zay. I appreciate everybody that's tapping in, for these early rising shows. Like I said, I've been bringing this information at least once a week. It's more than that, but at least once a week since 2017. We're in 2025, and I'm still bringing y'all the same damn information. Well, it's not the same information. It's actually, I keep bringing y'all the most updated information. So I've been pretty much holding y'all hands, right? Especially those that have been rocking with me since 2017. I've been holding y'all hand through this new money matrix over the last, 8 years? Over the last 8 years. The tool I was using is called Uphold Calculator. Uphold Calculator. Brandon Maverick said, I'm in, brother. Where do I send my dollars? No, you don't send no dollars to me. You just, allocate your dollars towards crypto assets. Now, let me say this. Right? I am building a community right now. I am building a community of individuals that want to come together, stack together, and follow the buy like Mike method, right? Whereas we're coming together as a unit, and we're going to be following the strategy that Michael Saylor put down, but putting our own sauce on top of it, right? So if you want to be part of the Buy Like Mike Club, you can definitely join that. If you want to be part of the Buy Like Mike Club, right? Send the email to Block Wall Street Work. That's BLOCKWALLSTREETWORK at proton.me, which is PROTON.me, with the word BLM for Buy Like Mike. We ain't Black Lives Matter, so don't get it twisted. This ain't Black Lives Matter. We just buying like Mike, trying to get the best position for the future of our family, right? So if y'all interested, hit the email, join the Buy Like Mike Club. All right. Now, just like these treasuries are starting to buy like Mike, right? Just like these treasuries are starting to buy like Mike with Bitcoin. We got the same thing coming around now. We got the same thing coming around now on Ethereum. All right. It goes on to state that the Ethereum treasury companies will compete for yield in DeFi to be able to raise even more funds from TradFi investors, and the race has already begun. So just like we talk about Bitcoin and being able to acquire a certain amount of Satoshis, right? Just like we talk about Bitcoin and being able to acquire a certain amount of Satoshis, right? In fact, you know what? Let me see. Where is this video at? Let me actually show y'all, and just so you can understand the totality of what we're looking at, right? And why you're seeing them starting to do what they're doing now, and show you how early we are. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if I can get in here real quick. Hold on. See if I can get in here real quick. Give me 1 second, y'all. Please bear with me. Give me 1 second. Just bear with me. The email is blockwallstreetwork@proton.me. If somebody can you please drop my email in the chat for the viewers? But it's BLOCKWALLSTREET. Okay? WORK@proton.me. All right? Now, what I want to take a look at here, let me see. Where is that link that I sent out? Where is it? Let me see. What I'm looking for. Chat, for those who are part of the New Money Matrix Discord, where's that old video I tapped into y'all from a couple of years ago? Y'all remember where I popped that video at? Let me go look through here real quick. Let me look through here. Let me see if I can find it in here. I don't think it's here though, but I'm gonna look real quick. Let me see. I'm looking for that old YouTube video of that class I did a couple of years ago. Right? Old YouTube video of a class I did a couple of years ago. I know it's in here somewhere. I'm trying to remember where I put it at. Where did I put that class at? Let me see. Where did I put that class at? That's what I'm looking for right now. So I can show y'all. Because if they're starting to acquire Ethereum right now at the prices that it is, how could you ever think that it's got, more downside than anything? They're not buying Ethereum at $80 like we was. You get what I'm saying? They're just not. It was if schools actually taught history that helps everyone will realize throughout history 90 to 100 years is the average time a society holds on to one currency. Facts. Fiat currency is usually 100 years. They usually get 90 to 100 years of life expectancy. That's a fact. You usually get about 100 years, up to 100 years of life expectancy. So and that's what I told y'all. We're in a currency conversion right now that we are. You should be fucking happy as hell to be living through this time right now. It's no better time from a financial standpoint. If you're thinking of the future, it's no better time to be alive than right now. No better time to be alive than right now. Let me see if I can find that video I dropped in here. Let me see. Where is that video? I know you know where it's at, Miss Jerica. I know you could probably find it before I do. I'm looking for that old video I did that I gave to y'all a couple years ago. Let me see. Where is that video? Come on now. Where is that video? It's an OG video, old school video. OG. Let me see. Where is it? We got alerts going off, so prices are hitting specific areas. We're going to get back to that in 1 second. I really just want to share this with y'all. And I'm salty. I really can't find. Look at that. Take your pennies and put them into crypto, Joe. Right? Come on, man. Look what he said right here, though. Fell asleep packaging these pennies, of course, filtering out all the more valuable ones than face, but all to trade for Velo. My man's is counting pennies, about to put them into Velo. Come on, man. That's a future millionaire right there. That's a future billionaire right there. Mark my words. When you're doing moves like that, you can't do nothing but win in this new money matrix, that is. You can't do nothing but win in this new money matrix. Right? Damn, I want to find this old video I did about 5-6 years ago, Joe. I want to find this video and share it with y'all. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? That's the XR. Ah, here it is right here. Here it is right here. Here goes my old class right here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at some of the prices of this stuff, right? All right. So let's see. Where was Ethereum trading at during this class? Let me see. Where was I able to get people? Let me see. Where where are we at? Where are we at? These are the early days right here. These are early days. You can grab 2 Ethereum for under $200. You understand what I'm saying? In fact, there we go right there. Look at that price of Ethereum. Well, no, it was 173 here. It wasn't 80. It was $173. So you can grab 2 Ethereum for under $400. There we go. But still, this is how long I've been teaching people decentralized finance and how to get involved with this space. Since Ethereum, well, way before this. This is a later class. But Ethereum was $173. Do y'all see that? I've been teaching y'all since Ethereum was $173 how to not spend your Ethereum. Right? Now, where's Ethereum at today? That was $173, right? That was 170. So I can literally tell people with proof I was able to get them in on Ethereum at $173. Easily. Got all the proof I need. It's all been documented. Right? Where we at today? 3,648. Wouldn't you have loved to buy an Ethereum at $173? For those that want to join the Discord, DM me on Instagram. Send me a DM if you can't DM me because I'm not following you. In fact, see if I'm following you because if I'm not following you, I'm not going to see your DM. So if you can't DM me, send an email to blockwallstreetwork@proton.me. If somebody can drop that in the chat for me. blockwallstreetwork@proton.me. Okay? Yeah, I've been sent the ISO 222 classes out. You should have gotten it with the group class. If you haven't yet, go ahead and send me an email so you can get yours. All right? $173. I was able to get people in Ethereum. Now we're at $3,000. You don't think them people's lives possibly were changed from taking that class? I'm not saying it was, but just a possibility. Y'all don't think there's a possibility that their life was changed from taking that class? So now look at it here, right? Look at it here. You got ETH treasury companies purchasing 2 million, 10 million Ethereum at not at $100, not at $500, not at $1,000, not even at $2,500. They're purchasing huge amounts of Ethereum at premium $3,000 levels, yo. You get what I'm saying? Not when I was teaching people at $173 in Ethereum. Not when I was teaching people, right? How to get involved in this space when ETH was 170, 100, 120, 80, right? No. They're just jumping on board when ETH is $3,000. So now if you in your mind don't think that we got expectation of ETH going higher from where it's at, and these companies are just now starting to jump on them, and look at it like this too. Look at it like this. Those that took my class back then, and they were buying ETH at $173, and we're looking at it today like, oh shit, they were early. Wow. Those that take those classes today, right? Those that have been taking my classes, with ETH being $2,000 and $3,000. Let me see, when was this class done? When was this class? I did this class 6 years ago. April 19th, 2019 is when I held this class. A couple days after my birthday. 2019 is when I held this class. Right? 2019, ETH was $173. So now we're what? 6 years later? You don't think 6 years from today, people are going to be looking back at y'all and saying, damn, you was able to buy Ethereum at $3,600? Whoa, Bitcoin was only $115,000? Damn. You don't think it could be the same thing for y'all? Huh? Let's do those same numbers with Ethereum, my friend. Let's do those same numbers with Ethereum. $1 a day keeps the poverty away. Remember that. $1 a day keeps the poverty away. So with Ethereum, you actually would have had less of a return than with Bitcoin. Look at that. Hold on. Look at this. With Bitcoin, you spend the same amount, you get 14,000. With Ethereum, you spend the same amount, you only get 10,000. That's because Bitcoin has outpaced Ethereum over the last, couple of months, or really over the last couple of years, right? So now that's where your look at it like this. If you can do $1 a day, you can do $2 a day. So $1 in the Ethereum, $1 in the Bitcoin. Altogether, your investment would have been about $4,700. Your return would have been $24,000, $25,000. $1 a day, y'all. See, everybody else is telling y'all, go clear your bank accounts, dump it all in XRP, dump it all in XDC, dump it all in Algo, buy ISO 222 tokens, dump. They telling y'all wrong. $1 a day could keep poverty away. Right? All right, let's get back to it now. So now, what's going on with Ethereum? What's going on with Ethereum? Since these treasuries emerged from stealth mode 2 months ago, a dozen Ethereum treasury companies have bought 2 million Ethereum between them. With Standard Chartered analysts estimating they'll add another 10 million to pile up. Oh, come on, man. Hey, I can't get people to buy 0.1 of an ETH. These cats buy, hey, we about to buy 10 million of these motherfuckers. I can't get people to buy 0.1 of an ETH. The growing excitement that billions worth of that ETH could flow into DeFi protocols. I've been teaching DeFi for about 7-8 years now. As firms compete to chase yields greater than 3 to 5% on offer from staking and restaking. Ethereum's Vivek Raman tells magazine healthy competition between treasury companies for yield could light a fire under the DeFi sector before the end of the year. I'm actually pretty excited to see it. This could be the stimulus needed for DeFi summer 2.0. But on the institutional scale, and bigger and better. Damn, what time is my hair appointment? Hold on, I gotta go get my hair done. Hold on. Let me see what time I gotta be there, y'all. Give me 1 second. Okay, cool. I gotta get out of here in a minute. I'm gonna bring the information. I'm gonna get done with this. I'm gonna bring y'all the information I said I was gonna bring you though. Don't even worry about it. So stick around. Don't leave yet. I got something for you. All right. So they're saying, let me turn this shit off real quick. Let me edit this. And all those are our alerts. So let me just edit my alert real quick. Which one was you that just went off? Was it the horizontal ray? Once per bar close. There we go. All right. It goes on to state that I'm pretty actually excited to see it. This could be the stimulus needed for DeFi Summer 2.0, but on the institutional scale and bigger and better. GameSquare Holdings, BTCS, Bit Digital, the Ether Machine, and ETHZilla have all announced plans to juice ETH yields via DeFi, while Tom Lee's BitMine Digital and Joe Lubin's Sharklink Gaming are staking and restaking their ETH for now while they refine their DeFi plans. Y'all not understanding this new technology that we're dealing with, this new financial technology, the institutions are just now starting to come around and buck up, right? How can we find out about other treasuries for other crypto? Just research it. Same shit I'm doing. Research it. Start with Google. What are the crypto treasuries being created? Just research. There's no one place that I get information from. You know what I mean? You really. I'm gonna tell y'all where the best source of information is for crypto. It's on Twitter. Now there's a lot of scammers, so you got to be careful. But the best source of information right now in the crypto space is in crypto Twitter. All right. It goes on to state that John Chard, vice president of operations for Sharklink, tells magazine that he sees selective DeFi participation as a natural next step beyond staking, leveraging Ethereum native infrastructure, not only to preserve value, but also to grow it. We also feel that as more companies adopt ETH as a as a balance sheet asset, they will realize sooner than later DeFi isn't just a curiosity; it's a competitive edge. I've been giving y'all this competitive edge over the banking system for damn near 8 years. I've been putting y'all in the seat to expand and grow further than our traditional counterparts. Some of you, some haven't. Hold on, motherfucker off, because that shit's gonna start blowing me. Only once. There we go. Now, GameSquare targets up to 14% return from ETH in DeFi. Crypto Holdings, GameSquare, is a successful digital media, entertainment, and technology business that's currently 6th on the ETH Treasury leaderboard. It's partnered with Ryan Zura's Swiss crypto investment firm, Dialectic, to help grow its ETH Treasury 5x in the current size to $250 million. Ryan Lee from GameSquare's advisory board tells magazine that 3% return from staking ETH can be considered the risk-free return rate of return, akin to buying treasuries in traditional finance. But GameSquare is setting its sights much higher. Unlike parking money in an ETH ETF, investing in some of the more aggressive Ether treasury firms is more like hiring a DeFi portfolio manager to try and grow your holdings. The more successful they are at doing so, the more attractive their stock becomes to investors. Dialectic uses an algorithmic trading system called Medici that monitors the activity of successful yield farmers to find the best risk-adjusted returns across different liquidity pools and protocols. It can automatically enter and exit hundreds of positions at a time. There's a whole team of devs that operate that for Dialectic that's programmatically allocated to specific pools based on specific parameters or based on even things like watching smart money wallets. And then that's what we're doing today and where they're going into it. GameSquare even swapped equity for a CryptoPunk, which Lee believes can multiply returns given blue chip NFT prices tend to grow up in ETH, even as ETH goes down in USD terms. If we have 10 Ethereum, I hope we can have 11 ETH next year. You see how you're looking at it? If I got 10 this year, I'm cool if I just got one extra next year. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all for the longest. The road to freedom is paved in yield. So this Friday, we're gonna be having class showing you how to get the best yield on your Bitcoin. Because what's better than you being able to buy 0.01 BTC? You ending up with 0.0105, 0.0106, 0.015, 0.02. As long as I'm able to make sure you end up with more Bitcoin than you originally purchased, my job is done. My job is done. Okay? ETH treasury companies are more than they seem, it states. And I'm going to say, because I got to get out of here, I'm going to say all this to go into this, right? So remember, you have, let me see, what is it? You have this company, right? You got this company right here, right? This is strategy. Look, they got the B up there. This is strategy. Right now, they're holding 628,791 Bitcoin. Right? This is strategy. This is the Bitcoin strategy, okay? It's the Bitcoin strategy. Now, next week, we're going to be covering a class that is going to introduce you all to ETH strategy, which is Ethereum's first autonomous treasury protocol to reimagine Michael Saylor's MSTR in a DeFi native context. Okay? Right now, they're holding 12,342 Ethereum, and the price per share is 63 cents. 63 cents for Strat. Right? Now, what made me very interested in this company, not only the strategy that they're utilizing, right? But when I started to dive in to see, okay, well, how? No, that's not the 15th. No, that's not the 15th workshop. I said, no. Damn, that next week is the 15th. No, my class for strategy is probably going to be on a Wednesday of next week, not Friday. But what was I saying? So yeah, So what I started looking at was, okay, well, who's interested in who's currently buying this ETH Strat, right? And this is what I found. If you look here, right, this is the ETH Strat position right here, right? And what you can see, right? Let's go ahead and hold on, refresh. We can get all the positions up here. Okay, there we go. So these are your buys. These are your sells, right? Look at this whale right here. See this whale who just bought $71,000 worth of Strat August 5th? See this whale right here? What I did was I went and I followed this whale's wallet, right? And what I seen was that at the time the whale had moved, right? This is the whale's wallet right here. You see they got 1.2 million. They got $1,282,854 in this wallet, right? What I want y'all to pay attention to, let me blow this up a little bit. Let me blow this up. Hold on. There we go. There we go. This one. Let me open this up for y'all. All right. Now, what you're seeing, right, is right now, they only got two things in this wallet: Ethereum and Strat. You see that right here? That's all they got. Ethereum and Strat. That's all they got. As of right now, they got almost $250,000 of Strat with another $1 million in Ethereum. All right? Paying attention? Now, what made me, really dive in was when I went and looked at their transactions. Because what I seen, right? Let me filter the scam. Let me filter these scam transactions. Right? Let me show you what I seen. So look, July 30th. Let me run this down for y'all. July 30th, they received 1.3 million. So they sent 350 Ethereum to this one wallet. One wallet. And then what did they do? They bought $2,500 worth of Strat. And then they came back and bought $27,000 worth of Strat. Right? Look at the date. Right? Look at the time. Right? And then they came back and bought $26,000 worth. And they came back and bought $25,000 worth. And then came back and bought $23,000 worth. And then came back and bought $37,000 worth. And then in the last 14 hours, well, within the last 24 hours, right? Within the last 24 hours, he just came back and bought another $73,000 worth of Strat. So what I'm telling y'all and what I'm showing y'all is whoever this is, right? This is an insider. This is a whale. He knows something that nobody else knows. Hence, the reason he sent $1.3 million to this one wallet and it ain't been doing shit but buying Strat as it dipped down. But you got to look. Right? Hold on. Let me open this up for y'all. You got to look at it like this. This was Strat. Right? This was Strat. It just opened up here. Just opened up here. You had a low of 46 cents and it went to a high of 77 cents and then dipped back down to about 56 cents. And it's in this dip that this whale has been buying 30,000, 40,000, 70,000. Just bought $71,000 yesterday on this candle. Right? So now, hey, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're literally 9 days into this project. 9 days in to this project that could bloom the way strategy has. Now you tell me, is that not beneficial information for the individual that understands what's going on within this new money matrix, right? You being able to see how others are moving and grooving with their bread. And like I said, you got niggas scared to put $20 in. So you think that I think this nigga's a dummy with this 1.3? You think I don't think he knows what he's doing? Huh? You think I don't know what he's doing? I know what's going on. I know how to side an insider. I know how to find the whales. Right? So that was my gift from me to y'all. I will be having a class covering the whole project, what it entails, some of the best investments. That's going to be next week. This Friday's class is going to be on Bitcoin and how to grow more yield. All right? Are you bullish on metal blockchain and XPR? I actually just covered XPR. What did I just cover XPR? I think I just shared XPR. Hey, look, there's no one thing I'm bullish on, so I'm not going to say, yeah, I'm bullish. No, I'm bullish on the market. I'm bullish on blockchain. I'm bullish on crypto. I'm not going to say I'm bullish on any one project over the other, though me seeing what I'm seeing with this one being as early as we are, I do see it as being a possibility of a benefit for individuals to be able to get in early to something. And that's what I will say, and I'll leave it with that. With that being said, I appreciate everybody that was able to tune in and tap in for the Early Roger Show with Coffee and Crypto with the Bitcoin Block Bully. Those that checked in on YouTube and those that checked in on IG, I appreciate you all. Once again, if you need any assistance, visit the website, blockwallstreet.io. Reach out, join the free Discord. If you're not in the free Discord, reach out and become part of the free Discord. What is the other strategy project you just referred to? What other strategy project? Strat? I don't know what other strategy project you're talking about, Shirley. If you're talking about Strat, this is MicroStrategy. This is Michael Saylor thing right here. Other than that, I'm focused on Strat. All right. And with that being said, it's on Ethereum. On the Ethereum chain right now. On the Ethereum chain right now. But about to get out of here, y'all. To the next one. Peace, power, and prosperity, family. I'm gone.